In this video, I'm going to share a simple, easy, two-step process to get started with intermittent fasting. But first, just to be clear, what is intermittent fasting? Well, people mean different things when they say it. There's probably 100 different definitions, but the most common one, I believe, is short-term daily fasting. So if this is your eating window all day long, you're shortening it a little bit, and that's intermittent fasting. Now, it can also be called time-restricted eating because you're taking the full day and shortening it to a shorter amount of time during which you eat. So that's time-restricted eating, or TRE. But anyway, what is the two-step process for you to get started with intermittent fasting? Well, here's step number one, and you may already be doing this one. So step number one is to eat dinner kind of early. So think about when you're eating dinner. The main key is to have at least a few hours after dinner before you go to bed. So if you go to bed at 11 o'clock at night, then you want to be done with dinner by 8 p.m. or maybe a little earlier would be even better. But at least a few hours, 3 or 4 hours, maybe a little more. So eat dinner kind of early. So that is step number one. So think about when you're currently eating dinner and adjust as needed. Step number two to get started with intermittent fasting is simply this. Don't eat anything after dinner. So that includes drinks, any, like alcoholic drinks or any like sugary drinks or, anything that has calories basically. Don't have anything after dinner. So obviously if you're having dessert, you'd want to just eat it right after dinner. So you basically just consider it part of your dinner. Like don't wait 2 hours and then eat your dessert or something like that. So if you've done step number one and you're eating dinner kind of early, and if you've done step number two and you don't eat anything after dinner, guess what? You're already doing intermittent fasting. See how simple and easy that was? And the reason that works is because if you're done eating dinner by, say, 7 or 8 at night, then most likely you're not eating breakfast before 7 or 8 in the morning. Well, maybe a tiny bit earlier, but you're probably going to be doing just about, if not a full 12 hours of fasting overnight. So after dinner until breakfast the next day, you're probably going to be doing about 12 hours. You might only be doing 10 or 11 hours, but you're already pretty close. But in many cases, you'd already be doing 12 hours. And 12 hours is about where you would call it intermittent fasting. So you've already started. So if you just do that, keep it up for a while, then you have already started intermittent fasting. Congratulations. Now, of course, you can go far beyond that, but there's no rush. So it's better to do that for a while, get used to it, get some reps, get comfortable with it, and then you can very slowly, very gradually kind of build up to doing longer daily fasts, at least some days of the week, maybe not every day, and that's how you kind of gradually ease into it. So that sounds pretty easy, right? Well, I like to make things as easy as possible. So I have some more tips for you about how to make fasting easy. And I have a video right here that explains kind of a general strategy that you can use whenever you're planning out your fasting times to make fasting as easy as possible. So go ahead and check that video out right here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.